Right, we are back. So, what happens if you melt crayons in UV resin? Now, I've seen this done with epoxy. Haven't seen it done with UV resin before. If it has, I don't care. So, Duncan Custom Airbrush did a recent video with melting crayons, and it kind of got me thinking. So, let's give it a try and see what happens. So, UV resin, I'm using the Lex resin. I've raided my son's colouring drawer and just taken out some broken crayon, and we are going to see what happens when we drip melted crayon in the resin. And I think I want to start small. As with any experimenting, always start small. Don't go straight in with the big guys, because if it goes wrong, it's resin you're going to have to hide in other pieces, so it's not wasted. And safety precautions, I'm using a torch for this. You could do it any way you like, heat gun, candle, whatever you want. But remember, things are going to get hot. Now, because I'm playing with fire as such, I don't really want to show that part of me firing the candle. Crayon, just in case I get any kind of telling off from YouTube. So what you're going to see though is me dripping the melted crayon in the resin. I can't see it being a problem, but I have to think of any children that could be seeing this. So there we go. Go with an orange. Use an old mould as well, guys. Don't go doing this in a new one, because it's going to make some mess. And the ready colour. So it's already set the moment it's hit the resin. So what I'm going to do, I suppose I might be able to get away with this bit, is just heat the surface. Again, old mould, because you don't want to use the torch on a new mould, because it's going to damage it. And then I'm going to stir it. And just see what happens. I think that will do. I'm now going to cure that with my lamp for a couple of minutes on both sides. You can already see I've dripped some crayon, but it just peels out. You can see here that it's still left some, it's liquidy, but could that just be where the resin is heating and it's just remelting the crayon? Because I don't think that's the resin, I think that is the crayon. I need one of those new lamps from Let's Resin that you can kind of blast it from both sides at the same time. I'm quite jealous, some people have got one. I'm going to ask for one. So it still has that liquidy surface. I'm just going to let that cool down and just see what happens. Hopefully that will set, and then we can seal it in with another coat. But it's almost similar to using alcohol inks in UV resin. It just doesn't like it. They don't work well together. But I'm sure I can make this work. There's some liquidy movement inside, but I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to try something bigger. Yeah, so that's set now. So I'm going to seal that in with another coat, because if you turn this into something and there's crayon on the back, it's going to rub off on your clothes. So just seal that in with a thin coat. Right, let's see what we have got, if anything. Wow. It's like the Petri effect. That's crazy. That is almost identical to alcohol inks in resin. What I'm gonna do, I can't see anything moving around. There's no liquid in there, but I'm gonna give it a water cure just to make sure. So by giving it a water cure, you're magnifying and really intensifying that UV blast from the lamp, and it's going to make sure that everything is definitely set. And there we go. Right, I want to try this on a bigger scale now, but I'm not going to swirl it. I'm just going to drip the crayon into the resin and just see what happens. And we're going to go with this big heart. As always, massive shout out to my channel members, anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks. Thank you very much. So I'm going to actually just heat the crayon just off camera, so I'm not showing it. I just don't want to give any youngsters any any bad ideas. I will mark this as not for children. And that was the orange. And I'm just going to load this up with as much colour as I can. Whoa! I don't really want it close to the edge though, because that could be a problem. That'll do. There's a few close to the edge, but we'll see. Now the trouble is that the UV light isn't going to penetrate the crayon, so I'm just doing that to make sure that anything around the crayon is setting, and then I can cure it from underneath. Yeah, just peel that off. You can see where the UV resin's got hot, it's separated quite a bit on the surface, so I'm going to have to wait for that to cool down quite a bit. Yeah, look, see, really runny. So I think that is set enough for me to just top that up. Okay, now that one is absolutely insane. Imagine that with a black background. So I'm just going to have a little play around with some more and we'll see what we get. So these are the two that I just made, and I added some black backgrounds on the other ones. As always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment. If you haven't subbed, hit that button for me. This was another one that I did, but I didn't cure it fully on the underside, so it was a bit tacky. I was a bit impatient with that one. But look at these. That is absolutely crazy. This one really does remind me of the Petri effect so much, and I did that with the swirl. So I swirled it, I reheated the crayon on the surface and swirled that, but use a long nose lighter instead of a torch when you're doing that. It'd be so much safer for your moulds and safer for you. But look at that, that is incredible. Really want to try this with lots of different colours, maybe neon crayons, I don't know, do they exist? We will find out, but that is absolutely crazy, and it's cured. There's no liquid inside. It is fully safe. Right, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.